Hello, hello, welcome in to episode 4 of the Milk Run here, as we've switched into a little bit of a retro mode here in the DC6 Classic out of Petersburg, headed to Sitka, and I was just about to get engines started. Thanks for joining today, and I hope you enjoy this flight and you have a chance to take a look back, all the way back to Seattle, where you flew the 7-3 out. 3, 6, 9, 12. And I need to switch to a 4-engine setup here. Gonna take a second. There we go. Alright, over to 2.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Got, I think, 50 passengers and a couple thousand pounds of cargo of milk, so to speak. And then from here, or from Sitka, we go on to Juneau, which will be episode 5. I also plan on doing that in the DC6. I think after that, I think we can do Juneau to Yakutat or something a bit longer. I think I might try to get the F-28 update and take that up. They're kind of a slower retro airliner. Again, in the theme of trying to keep these to at or below an hour of total airtime.
3, 6, 9, 12.
Alright, 1 coming up. And we're going to keep this pretty simple. The only waypoint on my plan is the Bjorka 1 BOR, which Bjorka Bravo Kilo Alpha 113.8. And outbound direct from the field that we're at right now is on the 256 inbound course. So I already have that set. We're not getting it on the ground. Shortly after we're airborne and get out of some of this terrain shadowing, we should get it pretty easily. And then I'll just fly that. I'm not interested in kind of doing a whole plan and all that stuff. It's really quite a simple. Basically, I go direct to Bjorka, and then I make a right turn, and then I'll be essentially in a right downwind for runway 11 in Sitka. We do have Beyond ACC. We'll see if we stay out of trouble today. I can choose to contact them now. Surprisingly, this is considered VFR. If you can believe that. I mean, I guess it is within this little valley area, like where the weather station is, I guess. But certainly on either side of this, it gets pretty nasty pretty quick. So I'll probably take control from the ground, if nothing else, to have that experience. And I'm assuming Sitka is going to be a similar situation where it's quote VFR, but on any side of the airport it's going to be a bit of a scramble. So got Anchorage Center. Anchorage Center, Alaska 65 at Petersburg, IFR to Sitka.
Anchorage Center, Alaska 65, go ahead.
Alaska 65, IFR clearance to Sitka.
Alaska 65, Anchorage Center, cleared to Sitka Rocky Gutierrez Airport. Radar vectors Biorka Island, Venice filed. Maintain 4,000 feet. Expect 10,000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure with me. Squawk 2105.
Alaska 65 cleared to Sitka, radar vectors Biorka up to 4,000, 10,000 after 10 minutes, squawk 2105.
Alaska 65, read back correct. Push or start at pilot's discretion. Hold for release. Report holding short runway 5.
Selected boost pumps.
Report holding short runway 5, Alaska 65.
Off and off. Battery switch. Plane battery. Generators and inverters.
Okay, so 5 is,
Emergency lights. Armed. Ground tower.
you are, yeah, so it's a back taxi all the way back,
After start checks.
because we're on the only apron, which is on the east side of the field. Okay, we'll go ahead and get flaps and everything into position, boost pumps,
Boost pumps on low. Fuel selector and crossfeed.
and
Main tanks and crossfeed off. Autopilot and carb heat.
boy, the bleed on those numbers is, I don't know if that's a backlight setting or something, but it's pretty hard to see these
Down,
numbers.
forward, pressure and
Maybe
quantity
I'm just
checked.
getting old.
Okay. Flaps 20. Flaps set 20. Windows and turbine. Closed and on. Controls. On.
Need a wet takeoff today. Pretty standard weight. We got 6,400 feet.
Transponder. On. Landing lights. Extended and on. Before takeoff checks complete.
Trying to really pay. I might actually need to turn on some lighting for the instruments, because I'm going to need to pay attention to when that BOR becomes active. So, if I can remember where that even is. Auto feathering's off. I know there's lighting options up here. Oop. That's much better. Oh, what our temperature is. This looks to be sleet right now. It says rain and 6 Celsius. Okay, so I mean, up at cruise, we're probably gonna want to be, want to go into our make sure our anti-ice and everything is good. 10,000 is quite high for this flight, but given the fact that we're coming into a downwind and then a full pattern, should be okay. I did choose to take the. We could have come in over the land into Sitka. Just knowing how Beyond ATC has been working out here in Alaska, I've opted to do the overwater pattern instead, so that we don't get into some of the issues we had the last couple times. Because it is some very strict altitude requirements as you come in on the east side versus the west side. So I'm hoping that'll kind of do us a favor. Do you have the plan for the LEA approach? We'll see what's given to us. So we want to roll out into kind of a left crosswind departure as we climb, and then we'll figure things out on the fly as we pick up that VOR for Bjorka Island. Almost left downwind departure, honestly. Okay, let's let her rip. Big crosswind here. Let's figure out our trim. Get on some sort of roll axis. Right away we are going into some cloud. Some of the speed back. And what are our restrictions for rolling to the left here? We're kind of out over water, so we can make that initial turn back. Okay, picked up our VOR. Oops. I didn't notify we were ready for takeoff. Oh boy. I'm surprised I'm not yelled at yet. Alaska 65, climbing 2,000.
Alaska 65, maintain your current altitude. No descent instructions are available at this time.
I can't. Alaska 65 unable.
Alaska 65, say altitude.
Alaska 65, 2,500, climbing 10,000.
Alaska 65, Anchorage Center, good day radar contact, climb maintain 10,000, altimeter 2922.
Climb maintain 10,000, Alaska 65. We're kind of working our way back toward that to, what did I say,
Alaska 65, turn right, heading 250. Expect further clearance in about 25 miles.
Right heading 250, Alaska 65. We are flying, okay. Almost instantly on vectors. I notice it doesn't really like the short flights. Very much designed, BATC seems very designed for longer flights with procedures, plenty of waypoints and airways in between, that kind of thing. So. Oh, whoa. Plane's trying to fall out of the sky right now. Going too far nose up. Need to pick up some speed. I don't know if this is chop. Oh, yeah, it's chop. Got some terrain right underneath me. Okay, now we're good. Oh, we're descending. Pretty downdrafty. I don't like this at all. VOR's coming in and out. At this point, what I think I'll do is I'll get us directly on. Looks like about the 250 radial, but I don't have to worry about free spin of the gyro. And we can rest assured that we're headed to the VOR that we need to. Just not trying to fight with it anymore. So, beautiful and scary as usual. As it has been on this Milk Run expedition. Especially in the DC6. I mean, one thing, you're in a modern airliner, not too much to worry about, and everything's kind of in front of you. Not worried about radio frequencies. Very different experience flying this bird out here. But always fun. Got a little on the carbs. Interesting.
Alaska 142, contact Anchorage Center 118.5. Have a good one.
Then let's go ahead and put in...
Center on 118.5, Alaska 142.
Our frequency is 108.9 for the LDA into Sitka. And coming up almost through 6,000.
Anchorage Center, UPS 1934 Heavy, flight level 380.
UPS 1934, Heavy Anchorage Center, copy.
costs come down to 2,500. Help our climb profile here. Got me pinged at 20 minutes to the VOR, and then you can add another 10 to 12 for the approach.
UPS 1934, heavy contact Anchorage Center 120.55.
Center on 120.55, UPS 1934 heavy.
Well, we'll get... I don't think we'll be totally clean at 10,000. We'll be in and out still, and we're not going to really have... I don't think we're going to have an eye on Sitka until we're real close. And down below, you know, maybe 2 to 3,000. Got, let's see...
Alaska 65 cleared direct Bjorka Island, resume own navigation.
Direct Bjorka own navigation, Alaska 65. So I like that it caught the fact that I'm actually surprised it didn't yell at me for taking off. I totally forgot. It's because when I get into this, this is untowered, I guess, is how they're controlling it. I'm not sure if, I feel like Petersburg has limited tower. Anyway, it was hold for release, and when I get into the instructions of, like, my brain thinks VFR departure, no tower, etc., then I forget to read back instructions. But when actually you'll note I called for clearance on the ground, which is IFR from the beginning, so I do need to report ready for departure and get cleared for takeoff. So that was an error, but it kind of caught back on and didn't go crazy on me, at least. Nice. I was already direct Bjorka Island, so... And then from there, we're going to be on free turn. Actually, no, we can fly outbound on the 305. So I'll switch over to free mode just to make the turn, and then I'll latch on to the 305. Radial outbound, Bjorka Island. Enjoy flight sim aviation content, ATC, and potentially golf down the road. Please consider subscribing to the channel and join our Patreon, patreon.com/painflyer for more info, exclusive paint and scenery projects over there as well. I think there will be more to come in terms of merch and potentially migrating some of our normal Discord activity over to the Patreon. If you are more of a Discord fan, you can join our Discord by also joining the Patreon. Get access to the exclusive link. Pop on over and say hi and join in on any of our group flights. We are currently... Pain Freight Group is currently in Australia after coming through India, the Himalayas, and down through Indonesia. And we plan on continuing to New Zealand and Polynesia and ultimately Hawaii, and then back home to Payne Fields. Or we might actually go to our satellite hub in Maracaibo, Venezuela. Not sure which way. It's either we have a choice basically between Easter Island or Hawaii, so we'll make that decision here in the coming weeks. Of course, by the time this airs, probably will have happened. So, but you can always get up to the minute, real-time updates on the Discord and the Patreon. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and we're rolling through 10,000. We're gonna go ahead and level out. And bring our prop down to cruise. Beautiful. I think by the time we settle in at cruise speed, it's going to be all of 10 minutes to Bjork Island. And like I said, we're going to be popping in and out here. We're kind of at the top of the layer. So yeah, it was definitely worth getting the IFR clearance from the ground. And I pretty much, anytime I'm flying around Alaska, if I have the opportunity, I will take that. I find the interpretations of VFR out here are very liberal. I would not be wanting, I would not want to fly in this VFR. Obviously, you wouldn't be going this high necessarily, but lots of little islands with significant terrain and icebergs and so pull our power back. Perfect. Got us set clocked at 261 over the ground. This LDA approach gets you offset slightly, a couple of degrees, but have never had many issues getting down to minimums and locating the runway. Not sure why they just wouldn't opt for an ILS approach. The LDA is so close anyway, but lots of LDAs out here. Looking at a few clouds at 2,000 broken, 5,005 broken, 6,005. So, yeah, it'll be like below 2,000 before we can even see it, which I think is just above the platform for the LDA. So, as soon as we're shortly after we're locked on to the localizer, we should see the field. Assuming they don't try to clear me on a visual approach or something crazy. Thinking we should probably descend slightly before Bjork Island. We'll see what instruction is given here in a couple minutes.
Alaska 65, Anchorage Center, expect radar vectors runway 11.
Radar vectors runway 11, Alaska 65.
Alaska 65, verify instruction.
For Alaska 65, radar vectors runway 11.
Alaska 65, verify instruction.
Alaska 65, LDA, runway 11, Sitka.
Alaska 65, verify instruction.
Alaska 65, expecting runway 11. My goodness. Did not like any of the verbiage there, apparently.
Alaska 65, contact Anchorage Center 126.1. Have a good day.
Alaska Center 26.1, Alaska 65, thanks for the control. Anchorage Center, Alaska 65, level 10, 10,000.
Alaska 65, Anchorage Center.
Gonna need to descend pretty soon.
Alaska 65, turn right, heading 250, descend and maintain 3000, altimeter 2906, Sitka Rocky Gutierrez Airport landing runway 11.
Turn right heading 250, descend and maintain 3000, altimeter 2906, landing 11, Alaska 65.
Alaska 65, altimeter 2906, expect the visual approach runway 11.
Expect visual approach runway 11, altimeter 2906, Alaska 65. Don't like the idea of a visual approach here. Very hard to maintain a constant descent rate. mean, if that, actually, Sitka, oh, it's not too bad. Sitka's right down there somewhere. Let's see it. It's right over there. Okay, so this isn't too bad. Definitely a good decision to take the overwater side. You can see it externally. Be right off my right wing. I think that's it. It's a bit hidden right now, but I think that's it over there.
Alaska 65, turn right, heading 255, vectors for the approach.
Right heading 255, vectors to the approach, Alaska 65. Right, 255.
Alaska 65, contact Anchorage Center 120.55.
20.55, Alaska 65. Anchorage Center, Alaska 65, descending 8,000.
Alaska 65, Anchorage Center, copy. Alaska 65, turn right, heading tree 00, descend and maintain 2,600. Expect further clearance in about 2 tree miles.
Right heading 300, descend and maintain 2,600, Alaska 65. There's some rain here, pretty heavy rain, as you can probably hear. On a heading of 116 here. LDA approach gets us behind this and then back in this way. So, might be it there. Because, well, a little too far. I don't know, it's hard. There's some showers here. It's right on the coast out there. Can't really see it. Anyway. Should be kind of going around this terrain. That's the concept. expecting
Alaska
a
65, turn right, heading 055, descend and maintain 1,000 feet.
right heading 055, descend and maintain 1,000, Alaska 65. Just about to say I'm expecting a right turn of about 060. We're dumping plenty of altitude here, but not doing so hot on the speed, so I want to get this under control. Also can't go down to 1,000 initially.
Alaska 65, turn right, heading 070.
Right heading 070, Alaska 65. Seven, we always roll past because there's a period of adjustment, so that'll get us pretty close.
Alaska 65, airport is at your 1 o'clock, 15 miles. Report the field in sight.
Field at the 1 o'clock, on the lookout, Alaska 65.
Alaska 65, verify you have the field in sight.
Alaska 65, negative.
Alaska 65, verify you have the field in sight.
Don't have it in sight. I guess I'll say I have it in sight. Need to hold 2,000 and lose some speed. Alaska 65, field is in sight.
Alaska 65, verify you have the field in sight.
Alaska 65, field in sight.
Alaska 65, cleared visual approach runway 11.
Cleared visual 11, Alaska 65. Go ahead and go on the localizer.
Alaska 65, contact Anchorage Center 126.1.
126.1, Alaska 65. Anchorage Center, Alaska 65, 2,000 established on final runway 11.
Alaska 65, say altitude.
Alaska 65, 2,000 feet.
Alaska 65, Anchorage Center. Alaska 65, no tower services available at Sitka Rocky Gutierrez Airport. Frequency change approved. Take care.
Frequency change approved, you too, Alaska 65. Flapping out here. I do not have the field in sight. And we want a profile of about 700 feet a minute, starting pretty soon. And you see that we have that downpour right there, so it makes visibility hard. This is what I was saying, like visual approach. I don't think I could accept this. let that channel roll down. Oh, there it is. We're high. Yep, we're high. Alright, so... and I lost it again. You can see how we're a little offset to the right, like I was saying earlier. Sitka is weird. Rudder looks like it's in play a little bit. Trying to get one red. Give me one red. Looks pretty on to me. Like to hit it a little bit high anyway in the DC6. It's a prop setting, not a power setting. Don't be alarmed. Sitka. I believe is another, what is NSS again? It's not New Sky. What's the name of those? Northern Sky Studios, yeah. Telltale smoke. That might be in Alaska on Beyond ATC, I'm not sure. I hope you enjoyed that. I think that was probably the most successful marriage of this old school DC6 and Beyond ATC. Working on all cylinders today. That was really enjoyable. A little bit worrisome at points, but got full control. Got the juxtaposition of the old and the new here. So we'll head out to Juneau in the next episode, episode 5. And if you haven't caught it yet, take a look back to the origin story flying out of Seattle as we continue on the full milk run with all stops here. on the channel. Appreciate your like and subscribe. Thanks to the new subscribers in recent weeks. Thanks for all the likes on the shorts and all that too. You'll see more of that with the A300 and 777 liveries dropping for our freight group. Appreciate you tuning in today. Till next time, from Sitka. See ya.